Welcome. Welcome to this evening. Welcome to Calvin University's named scholarship program. We're grateful we can connect with you tonight in this way. My name is Mary Hulst. I serve as the pastor here at Calvin University. It's my privilege to be your host for this evening. A celebration of gifts that have been given, a celebration of those who receive those gifts, and a marker of how this investment is growing faith here at Calvin University. Christian faith is happening all over this campus. Tonight we'll hear students' stories about the critical role that scholarship support played in their ability to be here. We'll hear about new scholarships that will impact even more students. We'll see and hear students worshiping together in our chapel. And we'll hear from Professor Amber Warners on how she integrates faith into her teaching, her coaching, and into her mentoring of students. We start tonight with a song from Daily Chapel. Friday chapels are normally loud and full of students, and we think this song does a great job of welcoming you tonight. Some of the scenes you'll see were filmed in previous years, which is why they might look a little different to how things are today, but the message is the same. Enjoy. In my role as the campus pastor, I get to see the depth of things happening on our campus. The joys and the laughter, the questions and the doubts, the worries and the tears. I also get to see the breadth of activities that students participate in as they develop and deepen their faith. From communion services to campus-wide Bible studies, to peer-to-peer faith formation through our Barnabas program, to deep conversations about faith with committed faculty members. As a supporter of Calvin University, you are helping to create those opportunities for our students to enrich their faith in all of these ways. One of our faith opportunities for students here on campus is our Worship Apprentice program, affectionately called the WAS. The worship apprentices make our community richer by creating space and leading vibrant worship services on campus. They create and run our daily chapel services where they grow in their faith and help their peers to grow in their faith as well. Please enjoy this greeting from a current worship apprentice and scholarship recipient, Emma Gordon.
Good evening. My name is Emma Gordon, and this year I'm a worship apprentice and peer leader for the ministry leadership cohort. I'm from the Kansas City area, and I'm a senior literature major, and I'm minoring in ministry leadership, focusing in on music and worship. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to thank you all for your support tonight. It's because of gifts like yours that I'm able to grow closer to God through leading and planning and participating in worship here at Calvin. I'm super grateful to also have been able to make so many lasting relationships during my time here. I think one of the best parts of my day is getting to see and say hi to people on the paths between classes. Because of the gift of liberal arts education, I've also been able to take so many different types of classes, and because of that, I've gotten to know a lot of different people from all different parts of the campus. Having your support has been so instrumental in my flourishing during my time here. I know that this is the place that God wants me to be. His faithfulness and His grace have been so present in my life. I'm able to see and help cultivate His presence here, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So thank you for your support, and thank you for making this all possible for so many of us.
Hi, my name is Jacob Williams. I'm a senior at Calvin this year, and I study computer science. I just want to take time to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to you and all the donors like you. There's no way I would have been able to come to Calvin at all to attend the school. My family didn't really have a lot of money as I was growing up, so to be able to come here has been really special, and it's also afforded me the opportunity to play basketball at the collegiate level. So hopefully we see you at some games this year and stuff. Please feel free, come and say hi. I would love to meet you, and thank you in person.
Hi, my name is Anna Bielema, and I'm a Calvin freshman from Anchorage, Alaska. Thank you for your generous gifts that impact me and so many other students. I am truly grateful. Because of your generosity, I was able to choose Calvin and pursue a degree in speech and language pathology in the 5-year master's program here, as well as choose a Christian education that pours into me, my faith, and my calling. Thank you again.
Our theme for tonight is Setting the Faith, a fun play on volleyball, more on that later. And I'm excited to share with you all the ways your gifts have impacted our students and to see their faith growing during their time on campus. As we thought about stories of faith, we were reminded of a story with a face you may recognize. We want to share with you the story of Dale and Jerry Cooper's mom, their dad, and how Dale and Jerry wanted to remember their faith, love, and sacrifice through the investment in a scholarship to honor their parents' faith commitment.
I was in the Knowcrest Green with one of my Calvin students one time, and he said, "Tell me, Chaplain Cooper, can your mother do anything?" And I said, "Oh, of course." I said, "My mother prays." And he said, "Oh, I never thought of that." Martin Luther said one time, "Even if there were no books or sermons to tell you about God, simply looking back over your shoulder would prove that He has tenderly carried us in His arms."
She contacted polio when I was 4 months old and left her totally paralyzed.
The doctor said to her, "Mrs. Cooper, you're probably going to have to be here for about 6 weeks." Well, 6 weeks became 2 years in Blodgett Hospital, another 2 years in Holland Hospital, and eventually another 36 years at home, living in an iron lung. So that's how she lived, day after day after day, not able to move a muscle. But what she did by way of intercession for others was remarkable, fully life-affirming and full of joy.
So my dad's career was caring for my mother. What I seen as his youngest son was an individual who was totally devoted.
We're blessed to be sons of John and Marjorie Cooper.
The reason we set up a scholarship, first of all, with Jerry and Judy and Dale and myself, was we were just so thankful to Dale's parents for the example they had been to us.
I think that as Christians, we have a responsibility to use what we have, not just for ourselves, but also for the benefit of others.
You begin to say, how can you best impact the next generation, but how can you also at the same time say thanks for what you've experienced?
My mom lost her physical strength through paralyzation. However, her mind became so keen that she had the uncanny ability to memorize. And she memorized so many passages from the Bible. They had a tremendous faith. You know, you can create memorials of all different types. They were such great admirers of Calvin through the time. What better way for us to memorialize them, but not only for them, but for the impact that could be made worldwide.
I see how Calvin shapes people as regards their faith and their deepest commitments. And it happens all across campus in learning the personal and spiritual disciplines that can lead toward greater godliness.
We are so excited to meet these students and to hear their stories and to know that we play just a very small part in their story, but we are a part of their story.
They're in their years of searching, trying to know what God wants them to do. You can still see the impact it could have on their lives.
What better place to put our money than in young people? Have them use their gifts when we're no longer here. That will continue on for generations and generations. And maybe we'll even encourage them someday to set up their own scholarship.
Why were we led by God to begin a scholarship here? Two things: gratitude for the past and trust and hope for the future.
What a great story. You've had the opportunity tonight to hear from students about how their Christian faith has grown and seen how they worship together. Now I'm pleased to introduce you to my friend and colleague, Professor Amber Warners, head coach of our women's volleyball team. One of the great things about Calvin is that Christian faith formation doesn't just happen in the chapel. It happens all over campus. Professor Warners is known as a winning coach, a mom, a wife, a friend, and as we know here, one who integrates Christian faith formation into her players' lives. Remember the scene, Setting the Faith? Now you'll see it in action.
Hi, my name is Amber Warners, and I'm a professor of kinesiology and volleyball coach here at Calvin University, and I'm very excited to be joining you today. Every person has their own story coming into Calvin, and only God knows what that story is, right? So I think I approach coaching different in a way that I feel like with our players, I try not to put them or fit them in a certain mold anymore like I used to. And I want to bring out the very best in each of our players to be the very best versions of themselves, because that's the way that God would want them to be too. We try to bring out the very best in every person, knowing that that's going to be, we're gonna have 25 different versions of that. And that's really, really important to me. So by the time their time is done here at Calvin, they can go out, and whether they become professionals, be a spouse, have a family, that the impact they had here at Calvin and the way that their faith grew will impact them for years to come in what they're doing for the rest of their life. So we integrate our faith in many different ways. We do it different every year. So some years we'll meet for chapel on Fridays together as a team. Other years we will have prayer partners that we will partner everybody up every 2 weeks, and they will either pray together or they'll share a meal together and share prayer requests. We typically pray after practices and after matches. And I also read a book to them. So I usually pick a book based on a theme or something that I feel like the team needs, and we'll take time out of practice and we will read a chapter out of a book. One of the examples of the book is the Everybody Always from Bob Joff. There's a story in that book about how we're called to be with people and love people. And he has a cabin up in the mountains that he has had celebrities to world leaders to ex-cons up there for different meetings. And before they leave, he asks them to sign their name under the kitchen table and write one word by their name that of significance to them. And in that story, in the book, he talks about how he believes that if Jesus were to visit that cabin and write his name under the table, he would write the word with. And in some ways, that's exactly how we incorporate our faith. Yes, it is about sharing gospel and doing things, but it's really more about living with one another and being with one another. One of the things I like to do every year is I like to do home visits, I call them. And I go into where every athlete lives and I spend 45 minutes with them, and we don't even talk volleyball. So we talk what's going on in their life. I look to see what's on their bulletin board in their dorm room, or I go out to their off-campus house and we see how they decorated their room. To be in an atmosphere where it's their place, I think they get a lot from it because we have real conversations, and a lot of times we will get on a conversation about their faith, but I take away way more from those conversations than they do because I get to learn about who they are a lot more than if I would have them in my office and we spend 20 minutes together talking about life. It's on their terms and it's on their turf. And so it's not hard for people in our program to be vulnerable and to talk about all of those things going on in their life, including their faith. Another thing we do is we talk about if Jesus were on our team, how would he be acting, right? How does he act? How would he act when we win? Shaking hands with the opponent, celebrating a national championship, right? Keeping with humility. And humility does not mean that you don't think well of yourself or you don't have gifts and talents. It just means you think less of yourself. And so those are concepts that we incorporate in our faith formation. And how do we handle losing? And how do we act when we lose? Shaking hands with the opponent, saying, nice job, and we're happy for you. That's hard, really, really hard to do. So in 2012, we found ourselves in the national championship match, and we were ahead 2-0. And we ended up losing just a heartbreaking match in 5. And one of the things going into that tournament that I was very adamant about was that we were going to give the outcomes to God. And that I knew that if we would lose or if we would win, that it was going to be the perfect plan that we needed. And I prayed that pretty fervently throughout the tournament run. It was really difficult. And one of the things I think we learned from that and that team was that we were going to honor God in everything, even in the loss. And understand that we're called, that no matter what happens to us in our lives, while a loss in a volleyball match isn't even close to some of the other losses that people experience, even though it felt like that to us, that we were going to honor him in that loss, and that was in his perfect plan. And I had said to myself and to God, I don't know if I could go through this again, if I would be in the same situation. I don't know if I'd have the courage to coach in this situation again. And interestingly, we found ourselves in the exact same situation 1 year later in the exact same venue, except this time we were down 2-0. And we ended up winning in 5, and the last score, that 5th set, was 20-18. And I can't help but thinking that God was chuckling in 2012 to just say, you're following me and just wait. And knowing that even if I didn't experience that in 2013, it would still be something that we're called to do, right? In the good times and the bad, in the celebrations, in the disappointments, because that's what we experience in life. That the bottom line is that we're called to follow God in all of those moments. When our women leave our program, I want them to be able to say, this was the best experience of my entire life up to this point. And I want them to be able to say, my faith is stronger because I played volleyball at Calvin. And I'm a better student because I played volleyball at Calvin. And I'm a better friend, sister, daughter, maybe wife or mom someday because I played volleyball at Calvin. And I'm the best volleyball player I could be because they played for us here at Calvin. And if they can say that, then I feel like I've done a really good job in leading the group.
Hi, my name is Cosette Ferris, and I am a junior nursing student at Calvin. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for your donation. I personally would not be at Calvin if it were not for your generosity. So thank you for allowing me to have this opportunity. Personally, your support has allowed me to get involved with a ministry on campus called Met by Love, and it has truly changed my life. That is the place where I finally got to encounter the person and presence of Jesus, and where I finally understood what true relationship with Jesus looks like and learned how to live it out. And it has just absolutely transformed my heart, has transformed my life. It's given me purpose. It's given me community better than anything I could have ever imagined, people better than I could have ever have imagined I'd be able to surround myself with. So thank you so much.
Now it's my privilege to introduce President Michael Leroy. President Leroy is entering his 10th and final year as our president, and we are so grateful that he has modeled what it means to follow Jesus. Through hard times, through great times, Michael's faith has been constant. He has been a true leader, a true servant, and we're grateful for him.
Calvin University continues to grow. We are in the midst of building projects, emerging programs, and we will soon introduce new scholarships. Faith formation at Calvin also continues to grow. On any given Sunday, a student like Jessica can start her day with devotions in a prayer room in her dorm, catch a bus to church with floor mates, and participate in fellowship with local church members. On Monday, a student like Jose can attend chapel, meet with his dorm's Barnabas, a student leader for spiritual encouragement, gather in a small group for campus-wide Bible study, and put his faith into action through service learning in our community. And every day, students can see the subjects they are studying illuminated by the light of Christ and the implications of biblical truth, thanks to instruction and mentoring by our faculty. We know how important it is for our students, faculty, and staff to be shaped by the Reformed faith. So Calvin recently launched the DeVries Institute for Global Faculty Development. There is nothing like this in the world. This institute was established as a hub for Reformed faculty training, cultivating Reformed scholarship among faculty, and curating wide-reaching resources for Christian leaders across the globe. Our faculty will benefit, and so will our students. In short, the Institute stands as a beacon for the intersection of faith and learning, equipping instructors around the world and ensuring that Calvin remains richly steeped in Reformed thinking and living. You will soon have the opportunity to see the scholarships that are being awarded for the first time this year. As you watch this presentation, know that these scholarships provide opportunities for students to be nurtured in their studies while discipled in their faith. For each of you watching, thank you for being here, and thank you for your generosity. Your investment propels the Christ-centered living and learning that happens on campus daily. Your investment equips a new generation of leaders to share and live out the good news of Jesus Christ.
Bielema Family Scholarship. Dave and Jill Bielema established this scholarship to provide a student with a life-changing opportunity to attend Calvin University. Bolker Capital Financial Planning Scholarship. Kimberly Shaver Bolker started working in the financial planning industry as a student at Calvin. Now, Bolker Capital is proud to support the next generation of financial planners who desire to weave together faith and finances. Frank and Bernice Deppy International Student Scholarship. Frank and Bernice Deppy have been faithful supporters of Calvin University and created this scholarship to help international students receive a Christian college education. Peter A. DeVos Scholarship in Philosophy. Karen R. DeVos and her family provide this scholarship in memory of her late husband, Peter A. DeVos, to encourage further work in Christian philosophy. Lucas and Ann DeVries Scholarship. Lucas and Ann DeVries established this scholarship to help speech pathology and audiology students working to complete their master's program at Calvin and pursue their dreams of helping others. Edward and Carolyn Dittmar Family Scholarship. Jeff and Diane Dittmar Denoyer support this scholarship in honor of her parents, Edward and Carolyn Dittmar, to support students pursuing a major in business. Stephen and Ann Scholler Family Scholarship. This scholarship was established by Stephen and Ann Scholler. It is their desire to provide scholarship assistance to a graduate of West Michigan Public High School who is enrolling at Calvin University. Spirit of Detroit. Reverend Douglas and Robin Vreeland established this scholarship to give students from the city of Detroit a chance to develop a Christian worldview. Martin and Anna Sturck Memorial Scholarship. In honor of Anna and Martin Sturck, their family creates this scholarship to provide opportunities for other first-generation students to pursue a calling as an educator. Linda Schoon Vandenbosch Music Scholarship. Harold and Linda Schoon Vandenbosch established this scholarship out of their deep appreciation for Calvin University and Christian education and wish to support a music major. Charlotte E. Veenstra Special Education Scholarship. Ariel and Adrian Veenstra established this scholarship in memory of their aunt, Charlotte E. Veenstra, to support special education majors. Bruce and Sharon Vreeland Family Engineering Scholarship. Sharon Vreeland provides this scholarship as a memorial in memory of her husband, Bruce Calvin Vreeland, to support an engineering student. Leroy and Libby Workhoven Scholarship. Tim and Rinda Lowen started this scholarship in honor of their parents, Leroy and Libby Workhoven, to support secondary education students. Westvere Family Scholarship. Lois Westvere Conondike and other Westvere family members believe that the humanities play a vital role in developing liberal arts thinking and big-picture problem solving. This scholarship will support a student majoring in English or history.
Hey there, I'm Joey Tuttle, a junior here at Calvin University studying religion, and I just want to thank you for your support through your gifts to students here at Calvin, including myself. Because of your support, I've been able to really focus in on different ministry opportunities while I'm here at Calvin, and it's been a really, really cool experience being able to learn so much from faculty here, from fellow students, and also beyond. Thank you again for all your support.
Hi, my name is Audrey Bull, and I am a junior at Calvin this year. My major is in elementary education, and I just want to take time to thank you for your generous gift. Because of your scholarship, I am able to attend Calvin University. It is because of your scholarship that I am able to receive an incredible education while growing in my faith at the same time. Again, I want to thank you for all of your support.
I'm thankful you were able to join us this evening. Your gifts and prayers support, encourage, and make possible the Calvin education we long to give to our students. Your gifts allow students to be here on campus and learn from world-class faculty who seek to integrate Christian faith into all aspects of their time with students. Your gifts provide opportunities for students to lead worship in their dorm, serve as a small group leader, or participate in daily chapel. Your gifts give students the space to volunteer and serve in our local community. On behalf of our students, our staff, and faculty, thank you for partnering with Calvin University. As we close, please enjoy this blessing from our students in chapel. Go in peace.
Yes, he is good. Oh, give of the Lord.